we're on Gummy, a Reddit research tool. It's an incredibly powerful tool, and I'm surprised by how much is offered in the free version. The paid version is great, but for our purposes, the free one provides what's needed. Click sign up for free here. I'll just log in. Once inside, you'll create an audience. You'll see my divorce audience from previous research, but I'll start fresh. What topics do we have? Or rather, parents who were difficult. It was children of trauma. Okay, let's create a new audience in this box. When it appears, you'll begin your search for Reddit audiences, also known as subreddits. These are subtopics showing subscriber counts and active members, indicating the size of the community posting insights and questions. We'll explore this to find urgent problems people need solving so we can build audio products around them. All right, let's search for childhood trauma communities. As results appear, you'll see listings like huge niche, super active, complex post-traumatic stress. We'll add this even if we're unsure. Raised by narcissists. This is a support group for those raised by abusive, toxic, or self-absorbed parents. This perfectly fits our criteria, so we'll definitely add it. We'll also add children of alcoholics. These three might be enough, but you can add more. We'll create an audience from these selections. Now, with our audience created, you can click through to see themes, hot discussions, and top content. Some of these, like detailed hot discussions, are paid features. This week's popular discussions and trauma communities cover various aspects, including the lasting impact of trauma. I want to capture all of this. I'll add this to our notes as our trauma note. Don't worry if you copied white text. Keywords like pain and anger are important. We see 377 people expressing pain points or frustrations. We're looking for terms like mental health and family dynamic. And we found 179 people asking for advice related to PTSD, trauma, and therapy. Now, let's examine the actual topics. The free tier provides about 50 searches monthly, though this can vary. It's more than enough for deep research to find 20 to 30 urgent problems within your niche. You don't need to pay for premium immediately. I used the free version for 3 months, only upgrading when I was creating 5 or more audios per week and needed more searches. Community discovery is key. Click on the subreddits when examining keywords. Notice Mother's Day showing a 243% spike. In the context of childhood trauma, Mother's Day can be a painful reminder. A post like Happy Mother's Day to all the children of narcissists validates this niche. The keywords like family dynamic offer insight into important issues or needle movers and struggles within this niche. You're looking for a clear yes, build signal, and this niche offers a strong one. You're welcome to build upon this. There's ample room for many products from different angles. This is how Gummy can be utilized. We see elements like alcohol, self-worth, and significant manipulation issues, which are hot topics in this niche. Because I'm seeing this for the first time, I'm noting key themes like abandonment. Let's look at what people are actually saying. By clicking hot discussions, you'll find what people are asking, which is invaluable. For example, never being defended as a child is a strong one. Now, this post explores the mental impact of lacking parental defense. This section is a treasure trove of urgent issues where you can offer small, transformative shifts in perspective. All of this is available on the free tier. Here, you'll find the top performing content. Be aware some of these niches involve heavy issues. For instance, you're not lazy, weak, or failing. Here's how to heal from PTSD. While slightly different, it highlights the niche. You're battling anxiety, flashbacks, hypervigilance. This tool provides insights Google sometimes can't, and you get it quickly. You gain perspective, which is like conducting hundreds of interviews and extracting key points. This information is perfect for your audio sales page, allowing you to speak directly to your audience's perspective and needs, making your product resonate more than other content they've encountered. When you speak from their point of view, your product resonates more than any book or PDF they've seen. It shows you understand them. There's a lot of potential here. I realize I got absorbed in the work. If you decide to explore this niche, it's a winner. Please let me know how it turns out and what angles you pursue. This is a strong niche. Use Gummy's free categories. Topics work similarly. Under Dynamics, if you click Browse All, you'll find numerous topics related to family dynamics. Spend time here. Don't limit one niche to one audio. There are easily 100 audios within this section, which is great. The beauty of Gummy Search is that every problem you find is essentially pre-validated. You're not guessing whether people have a particular problem or if it's, significant enough to build a brand around. You're seeing 50, 100, or even 200 people posting about the exact same problem each month. The market research is done for you. You're simply mining for gold. Combining For Dummies books with Gummy Search makes your research unstoppable. Okay, once you have your validated, desperate problem, it's time to create the solution. We do this with the Tune framework. This is our 30 to 60 minute script formula. And I'm going to walk you through every piece of it. Tune stands for trigger, unpack, new way, and execute. Okay, so here's how it trigger. This is about 2 minutes. The trigger is your 2-minute hook. And this is where most audio products fail before they even start, because most people think a hook is just stating the problem. In this audio, I'm going to teach you about credit repair. No, that's not a hook. That's an announcement. A real trigger does 3 things in a very specific order. First, you name their exact situation, not the general problem, the specific moment, the specific feeling so specifically that they think, holy shit, this person is in my head right now. Second, you validate their struggle. You show them it's not their fault. You show them you understand. You build that instant connection. Third, you make a concrete promise, not I'll help you feel better, a specific outcome they can visualize. Let me show you what this looks like in practice. Okay, check out this example of a bad trigger. If your husband cheated, this audio will help you decide what to do next. Now, check out this example of a great trigger. It's 3 a.m. You can't sleep. He's in the other room, and you're lying here, replaying every moment, every lie, every time you felt something was off, but convince yourself you were being paranoid. And now you're staring at the ceiling, trying to figure out, do I stay? Do I leave? Can I ever trust him again? And the worst part is you can't talk to your friends because you're too ashamed. You can't talk to your mom because she'll tell you to leave and you're not ready to hear that. And you definitely can't talk to him because you don't even know what to say without screaming or breaking down. A good trigger would go on to say something like, I've been exactly where you are, lying in the dark, feeling like your entire life just got rewritten without your permission. And I'm going to tell you something nobody else will. There is a path through this, not around it, through it. And in the next 25 minutes, I'm going to show you the 3 critical decisions you need to make in the next 48 hours that will determine whether this marriage has any chance of survival or whether you need to walk away with your dignity intact. God damn. Now that is a trigger that works. You're not just stating the problem, you're transporting them into the moment and showing them you've lived it. Okay, now this brings us to the U in our Tune framework. U is for the unpack. The unpack is where you reveal the real problem. And this is the section that separates premium products from cheap information because anyone can give tactics. Here's what to do. That's surface level. The unpack goes deeper. It answers the question, why am I stuck? Why haven't the obvious solutions worked? And critically, it's not their fault, which is it's the system. This does something powerful psychologically. It removes shame. It shifts them from I'm broken to I've been misinformed. And that shift creates openness. They're ready to listen because you've just lifted a massive weight off their shoulders. Let me break down what a strong unpack actually contains. Part 1, name the obvious solutions they've already tried. This is only for like 60 to 90 seconds. You need to acknowledge what they've already done, because if you don't, they'll spend the entire audio thinking, yeah, but I already tried that. Okay, so the next thing you need to do in this part of the script is to reveal why those solutions failed. This is where you pull back the curtain on the system. You show them what's really happening behind the scenes. Introduce the mindset shift. This is 1 to 2 minutes. This is where you transition from problem to solution. You give them a new way of thinking about this problem. Okay, get it? So that's how you unpack. And guys, keep in mind, the prompts and the software will do all of this for you, but I'm sharing this with you so that you understand why this works so well and how you can do it manually in the future as needed. So overall, you've validated their past attempts, you've explained the system working against them, and you've shifted their mindset from powerless to empowered. Let me give you one more example, this time for the marriage recovery scenario. So you've probably already tried talking to him, and it turned into a screaming match, or worse, he got defensive and made you feel crazy for being upset. Or maybe he cried and apologized and promised it'll never happen again. But you don't believe him because you didn't believe him the first 3 times he swore nothing was going on. Or maybe you tried keeping it together, acting normal, pretending everything's fine because you have kids or a mortgage, or you're terrified of what people will think, but it's eating you alive from the inside. So you have to follow the steps to see if he's even capable. Once you know that, once you have clarity on whether he's capable, then you can decide if you want to stay, but you can't make that decision in the fog. And that's what we're about to clear. Do you see what we did there? That is how you unpack. That is how you go deep, how you explain the real problem, and how you prepare them for N, which is the next part of this framework that stands for the new way. The new way is your unique proprietary method, and this is what justifies your premium price. Anyone can Google debt collector tips, but nobody else has your framework, your system, your method. And here's the key. You give it a name, not a generic name, a memorable proprietary name that feels like intellectual property. The zero buffer method, the collector reversal script, the 72-hour credit hack. You get the idea. Why does this matter? 2 reasons. First, it makes your solution feel proprietary. It feels like something they can't get anywhere else. Second, it makes it shareable. When someone gets results using the collector reversal script, they're going to tell their friends about the collector reversal script. Your method becomes its own marketing. How do you create a new way? Step 1, identify the conventional wisdom. What does everyone else teach? What's the mainstream advice? For debt collectors, the mainstream advice is negotiate a settlement. Offer them 30, 50% of what you owe. For credit repair, it's dispute errors on your credit report. Write down the conventional wisdom because your new way is going to contradict it. Step 2, explain why the conventional wisdom is incomplete or wrong. You're not saying it doesn't work. You're saying it doesn't work for them, for their specific situation. The advice to negotiate a settlement assumes you have money to settle with. Next, introduce your framework. Let me give you one more example with the marriage recovery scenario. Okay, you've just found out about the affair. Here's exactly what you're going to do in the next 48 hours. Step 1, create physical space. This might sound counterintuitive, but the first thing you need to do is get some physical distance, not forever, just for 24 to 48 hours while you process. If you live together, you're going to say, I need space to think. You can stay in the guest room or you can stay with a friend. but I need the bedroom to myself for the next 2 days. If he pushes back, if he says, but we need to talk about this, you say, we will talk, but I need to be able to think clearly first. And I can't do that with you hovering. This isn't punishment. This is self-preservation, because right now you're in shock. You can't make good decisions. You need 48 hours to let your nervous system settle before you have the conversations that matter. See the difference? That's not just here's what to do. That's here are the exact words. Here's why you're saying them. Here's what they'll probably say back. Here's how to respond. Here's what should happen. And here's what it means if it doesn't. You've removed every single point of friction. And that's what drives completion. When people can follow your instructions while they're listening, when they get a result in real time, they finish the audio, they implement, they get results, and they come back for more. That's the TUNE framework. Trigger, unpack, new way, execute.